we're here. We're back. And before we get into it, I wanted to say a few words. It seems as though my initial assessment of the kind of overwhelmingly weird negative feedback that came in the initial few hours of launch has gotten some kickback. People are upset and they're telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm just trying to make a simple point. Expectations influence perception. Based on the commentary I was seeing, based on the negative feedback from people that barely scratched the surface of the game, some of the negative reviews coming in under 20 minutes worth of gameplay, according to Steam reports. I think a lot of these folks, and it's an assessment, it's a speculation on my part. I don't pretend to know better than anybody else, but based on their commentary and based on what I've experienced in the game, it seems to me that it's very likely like people's expectations were out of alignment. I totally get it. If you pick up a game and think it's going to be a big cinematic narrative story campaign with set pieces and quest lines on rails, and you get this, you're gonna be disoriented. And you may choose to hold those expectations against the game. But the game is what it is. And it was clear to me, not because I'm better than anybody else, but because I wasn't holding any unwarranted expectations, that this game is not that. It is a big open world exploration, discovery driven, awe-inspiring, curiosity provoking, environmental story kind of game. There's little bits of narrative, the quest line progresses you, and it is deliberately slow and ponderous to get players to slow down and explore and let their curiosity be provoked by what the world contains. It does tell a story. To say that it's badly written, I mean, we could argue that for days. But, plenty of games have thin to nearly non-existent story and didn't get this kind of backlash. It also kind of doesn't sit well with me that, if this had been an American game developer, odds are that the reviews may have not have been so critical. We've seen that before. But that's a whole nother issue, and I don't mean to invoke anything that is not really going on. That's just another, feature to it. I'm not the only one pointing out that, especially at the game review journalism industry level, there was just a lot of extra criticism where similar games by non-Asian developers didn't get that level of criticism. But my point boils back to expectation. If you expect an orange and then bite into a grapefruit, you're gonna be disoriented. And they may look alike, they may share a lot of qualities in common, but they're not the same. This is not a cinematic narrative, story on rails that drives you to an end goal. This is an open world that is layered with lore and environmental storytelling that is supposed to sort of develop over time as you explore and get to know things and discover things. That's all I was trying to say. And yeah, if you set an expectation in yourself and then don't adjust when whatever it is that you projected onto it, that expectation doesn't quite meet it, I mean, you're going to make complaints that other people aren't going to agree with. That's it. Okay. Hopefully, I think people will realize and adjust. People are realizing and adjusting. Enough about that.